Whether you're new to Madden 19 or you're a veteran of Madden over the years, we can all agree that Madden 19 has probably been the worst thing since, I don't know, I don't want to say polio, because we found a cure to that. I think that's the only thing that the US has ever cured. But it doesn't really matter. What we're going to be talking about right now is the biggest changes that can happen from Madden 20 to make it a success. And we're going to jump right into it right now. All right, so we are back right now. We're going to be talking about Madden 20 and what we think here at GmiasWorld that can make the game a success. Now, the number one thing that's been going on, I don't know if you guys, if you're one of my newer viewers, but you can always watch my live streams in full, twitch.tv/GmiasWorld. From time to time, I will stream on YouTube just for the members here, not the subscribers. The members, you can become a member by clicking the join button that you should see on the bottom half of this video. Pretty much what happens is, regardless of how bad the game is, I try to give you guys some tips throughout the year to help you fortify your team and put the best players on the field and things of that nature. Now, we're not going to talk about the actual team right now. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about just the overall gameplay of Madden. All right, so as far as the MUT content, I believe that the MUT content has been decent. Yes, there's been things that have gone on within the chems and things not working and a lot of the attributes not working, the speed threshold, things of that nature that just hasn't mattered. I understand all that, but this is the objective that I want you guys to understand. It all starts with the gameplay. So what happens is we're going to go and we're going to talk about it. We're going to go ahead and play on Ultimate. And I haven't played solo battles in about 3 weeks. Doesn't really matter. Like I said, beating the computer is very, very easy, so it's not like a big deal. We're going to go through it and just talk about some of the changes that I think would make the game better. The number one thing that really bothers me about the gameplay is the fact that EA doesn't understand that the ball should not go through people's bodies. If you guys don't understand that, I've been saying this for a while, go back to Madden 16. I made a song called Through My Body. It was actually a hit in the EA Sports offices. A lot of people told me that they listened and they liked it. Very hilarious in general that, that we can make fun of it, but we know that it's there. A lot of you guys have sent me screenshots with the ball directly through a player's head. I wouldn't have an issue with that if it was a Mortal Kombat fatality and the player actually died in the game, but they get up and they're ready to go right after that snap, and I think that that's an issue. You know what I'm saying? So as far as that goes, I think we need to limit that. Another thing that we need to limit, we have to understand the fact that Madden 16 prior to the first patch, you were able to really understand the real speed thresholds. Ever since the patch where they created the slide-in animations, the game has been garbage. Primarily because EA doesn't understand that when it comes to speed, you shouldn't be able to just stay with a player. It doesn't make any sense to be able to do that. For instance, I know a lot of you guys have lost games to players that had cornerbacks with a lot lesser speed than your players, and they're able to stay with them all the way down the field. That doesn't make any sense at all. The spin move that I just did right there, I know a lot of us have lost games because a guy comes out, he throws to the flat, and it's an immediate spin move, and you're strafing, waiting for it, and there's nothing you can do about it. I understand that as well. Again, there are so many things that EA needs to address, but again, look, watch that guy. You see how Randy Moss is, you see what's going on right there, right? You see how that guy is inside his body, and Randy Moss can never get out in front. That's something that EA has put in the game, and some of you guys call it DDA. I don't think that that's what it is. It's the fact that the patch has made the game so bad that they just can't fix it. That's ultimately what's going on. Because I don't really, it really bothers me that people think that the EA Sports people don't know about it. I don't think it's the fact that they don't know about it. It's the fact that they can't do anything about it. Like that play right there. That play is going to happen regardless. That's why I threw it. In other Maddens, I'm not throwing that ball. But like the crossers and stuff like that, and the way that they have it set up, it's really nothing you can do about it. And speaking on that, the crosser defense is absolute. Look, if they don't make your corners come down, covering crosser routes wouldn't be an issue. But EA automatically lets your corners come down, which doesn't make sense. Because if you go back to like Madden 15, Madden 25, if you had your defense in a certain type of zone, if you were going to get beat, you were going to get beat. But you were satisfied with the zone that your player was in. That doesn't happen anymore. Like no matter what happens, You guys all know that. Everybody that's watching this video, you've been beaten by a crossing route where your guy was right there just chilling the whole time. Like, he was right there. You either had him in a soft squat, you had him in a cloud. The quarterback breaks the pocket, and the corner immediately runs down without you flicking the R3 button. That doesn't make any sense. And instead of them focusing on that with patches, they're patching in new Nikes into the game so that at least we look good while the ball's going through our body. I don't really care about like the way that my guy looks when I'm getting mossed. I just want to know that, you know, in Madden 20, they'll at least take a look at it. Now, I don't want you guys to get your hopes up as far as Madden 20 goes, because ultimately, I don't think that they're going to rebuild the game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's going to be a rebuilding process of the game. It doesn't seem like that's what they're looking to do. So I don't really foresee that. For some of you guys that are asking me, like, Gmia, do you think that they'll probably break it down? Because I don't know if you guys remember, Madden 09 was sort of, it was like sort of cartoonish. And then they brought the refs in Madden 10, and the game was completely different. And we're like, yo, what the hell is this? This game is really good. That was a shock. We haven't really seen anything like that since then. And then over the years, even though Madden started to get a little wild, it never got to the point that Madden 16 after the patch, you know, it never really got to that point. Like things like that, right? You see how Cooper drops that? If Cooper's in the end zone and I do that same exact pass, he won't drop it. And no matter how hard you hit him, no matter what happens, you just can't stop it. Because that's like how the fade route used to be in Madden 10 or whatever. Like you just throw it in the end zone and it's a guaranteed, like, bro, you're getting this work. That's pretty much what's happening. So you have to be able to understand that. Like okay, we're going to throw it to him. Let me see. Okay, so they made him drop it, but they're making him drop it because, you know, it's obviously on Ultimate. And again, he's not in the end zone. And if he is in the end zone, he won't drop that. Another thing is this. Your settings, it doesn't matter how you have your settings. EA Sports resets your settings every game. So you will go into games where you think Ball Hawk is on and your players are being idiots, but they're really not. EA has already changed your settings. And you have to go back to the home page. You got to do all that stuff. And you got to keep doing it over and over again because EA has the game designed where it changes your settings automatically. That doesn't make any sense, but that's what it is. Now he's going to run it for 6. He's going to do all these crazy spin moves. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But again, as we look forward to it, I'm going to recommend that you got, like, because the one thing that I don't understand, EA asks for a lot of feedback, but then they don't fix what's wrong with the game. And some of you guys have voiced your opinion about how frustrating that is, because I do like the fact that EA has the forums and they give everybody an opportunity to be able to voice what's wrong with the game. But based on some of the stuff that you guys have shown me, you guys are right. They don't do anything that you're complaining about. They don't fix anything that you're complaining about. So I can understand the frustration, but I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't give up on not giving the feedback. All right, like, and you got to do it in the most respectable manner that you can do it, because if you don't do it in that manner, they're just not going to respond to it. So I need as many of you guys as possible to be very, very positive when they start putting out the information about, like, whatever, if it's a demo, whatever they do. I need you guys to be more positive about it, because I believe that if we do it that way, there is really no excuse about them not being able to, look at certain things and analyze certain things if everybody is not, being crazy. Because I've seen some of the things that you guys tweet, and it's wild. Like, you can't expect them to respond to that, some of the things that you guys are writing. And again, if you guys have watched me live, I get very upset with this game because it is flawed, and it's flawed heavily. But we do have to make sure that we continue to point out a lot of the things that's going on, because is it really possible that they won't ever get Madden right again? Like, is that really a possibility? And some of you guys might say yes. But I think that we need to focus on, like, the number one thing, the through my body catches, right? That has to stop. I think that that's something that they should focus on with Frostbite, is making the players be human players. Okay, that was just a block. He was just blocking right there. I can't believe I just went for that. Because the way that his guy was blocking, I thought it was going to be a screen again. The CPU gets crazy with screens. So I thought that they was going to, were going to actually do something there, run another screen. But obviously, you see what just happened there. But anyway, like I said, with the way that everything goes, you guys have to be focused with, bro, let me get that. Why did you dive like that, though? Get up. He didn't even touch me. What is that? All right, again, now, let's get to some more of the nitty-gritty, bro, the nitty-gritty. Aggressive catching. Some of you guys have, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you've seen some of the most vicious aggressive catches you'll ever see in your life. All right, so we know aggressive catching is a major issue. We understand that. We know that it's a fact. It's just really, really bad. Do you see what Randy Moss is doing? You see how he can never get in front of that guy? You see, that's what the problem... See, the game, they don't allow him to break past. Because if he's looking down, like in older Maddens, right? He's looking down. But remember, you're in your back pedal. Realistically, like if you've ever played football or you understand the concept, you're in your back pedal until the guy starts to get a little bit behind you, right? After the guy gets a little, like, you see like that open space? You see how he closes the gap so that they can make sure he makes the tackle? That's all like new EA stuff. That never used to go on in the game. Once he was burnt, it's not like Randy Moss is slowing down to get the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's slowing down to get it. That's what doesn't make sense about the game. And they don't really comprehend that the speed threshold is not supposed to be like that. Now watch what's going to happen with this play. What I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, and now that they're in the end zone, it doesn't really matter how he's hit. Okay. I don't know what that was. He went up for it with one hand. Now he's just being stupid. He's just being stupid because pretty much you're just high pointing the ball. Tyreek Hill, get out my game though. We're gonna put Kittle in there because you're just being a terrible bum. What's happening is because it's in the end zone. Once they get the animation, it doesn't really matter how hard the players hit or whatever. It doesn't matter. He's going to come down with it. You see what I'm saying? That kind of stuff right there, the ball's not going to come out, and it's auto-generated from EA Sports. Okay, so if you ever get into the red zone or it ever comes down to it, you know, you just make them stop on a route and just throw the ball to them, high point it, and in the end zone, that's going to be something that you can't do anything about. The reason that I bring that up is because even if you're the user underneath it, EA won't let you respond to it. That's why I'm bringing that up to you guys. You can't pick that ball off. Now, we may get lucky from time to time, and you may be able to think that oh yeah, bro, I can do it. Most of the time, because like I said, I've been able to pick it like maybe once in 100 tries. You pretty much lose the ability to jump. So EA, temporarily, they take away your ability to be able to jump, and you just have to deal with it. There's nothing else you can do about it. That it is what it is. That's pretty much primarily what they're doing. Like right here, we're going to be just set up. Okay, they let us pick it. Usually, that ball, they'll make them catch it just because everybody is bunched up. They'll just let them catch the ball because it is what it is. It's EA Sports. We've all lost the game on a Hail Mary. Let's stop acting brand new. You know what I'm saying? We all know that you can strafe and be right there, and they'll give you an animation where your guy will just fall on the ground. Everybody knows that, bro. It's like saving money with Geico. Like, bro, everybody knows that. Like, this EA Sports has for the last 4 years continued to downgrade the capability of what they were able to do, because Madden 25 on Xbox 360 and PS3 was probably one of the best Madden games ever. That was one of the games that I, in my opinion, would compare to the 2K that all you guys love so much. I would compare it as far as that goes to say, I believe at that point, they were, besides the pancake blocks and things of that nature, EA Sports was onto something. They knew what they were doing. The players reacted. It was very, very good gameplay. I could play that game for hours. If I lost the game, I knew that the other person, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you still get lucky? Yeah, you get lucky, but for the most part, even if somebody got lucky in a Madden 25 game, you would still be able to come back and win the game. Since then, we haven't been able to see that. So the zone coverages I want to talk about. Why is it that, these zones don't play anywhere where they're supposed to be? Why is that? Why does that happen? Why is it a situation that if you put a guy in the cloud flat, he'll play a deep blue? Like or you put him in a flat, he'll run all the way down the field with him. I think what happened is they made it overcomplicated, and they created so many zones that the game is just like, you know what, we ain't gonna play no zone. Like I don't really know what it is, but I miss the days where if a guy was throwing the ball to the flat and you had a guy in a flat, he would stay in the flat and pick it. But again, if the guy didn't stay in the flat and he went up on an out route, it was wide open. But we live and died with what we chose. Now, it's not like that anymore. I lost the guy to a guy running two back that threw the ball to the flat every snap, and none of my players would do anything about it. it is what it is. Like, those things are going to happen. And I went into overtime with another bum earlier during my Twitch stream that threw the ball in the quadruple coverage. All of my players stopped moving, and he caught it, and he brought it, he tied the game to go to overtime. So, as far as things like, does it work, bad time and user pick, obviously right there, that's just a great user alert. But typically, I'm going to drop that. And that brings me into my next segment, the bad time and drop user pick. Why? Now, if you're concerned about somebody holding a button to get an interception that much that you make the gameplay be bad over the last 4 years, because you're so concerned with the fact that people are holding a button but the game is garbage, I don't think the priorities are in the right spot. If you focus on the fact that the linemen don't react to people that are blitzing, it's a lazy fix is what I'm saying, like with nano detection. That's a lazy fix, because what you're doing is you're making a player stand up when he shouldn't be standing up, and he's just standing there, and you're going to lose games because of that. And it doesn't make any sense when all you have to do is focus on the way that the players block, because keep in mind, the blocking wasn't always like that. Remember, in older Maddens, no matter how vicious a blitz was, except for like the 2002 blitz, that was a real nano, you could block every blitz. And in 2002, with that Madden, what I used to do when dudes used to come out running the under smoke, I used to just run the ball out of iPro tight. And then, you know what I'm saying, if they were running that play, it usually would be 6. It usually would just be an automatic 6. So there always have been counters to it, but you can't really counteract nano detection. Nano detection is a stupid thing that I believe that they initiated after Stiffmeister beat Problem Right in that championship, because I guess people didn't realize, people were very upset. Like maybe the higher ups, like, why is that guy screaming at him out of that dollar defense? No, not dollar. It was like the dime 236 or whatever it was. So instead of fixing the way that the AI responds to blitzing, they chose to do nano detection. So everything that's been going on, in my opinion, has just been more or less lazy fixes and attempts by EA to put band-aids on things instead of really, like, addressing the issue that's going on. Because in all honesty, that's what we're looking for. I know that that's what I'm looking for. I know my franchise guys that, a lot of you guys play a lot of franchise and you're like, yo, Gmia, franchise has been garbage. They're not even paying attention to it. I don't really play franchise anymore, so I can't really comment on that because I don't know where to start. If you guys want to give me feedback about it, I will go into franchise mode and start to look at some of the things that you're saying, and I'll make a video about that as well. But as far as things that affect the overall gameplay, I know the gameplay is not different because I watch people play franchise, and it's the same garbage that goes on in the actual game. Like, you see what that guy did, number 76, how he just didn't block anybody? Those are the blocking mechanics that EA has in the game that causes people to rage uncontrollably. Because the AI, if they're supposed to be blocking and they don't block, what are they doing? And that's been going on since Madden 16. I would say, again, that was something else that happened after the patch as well. Because remember, I don't know how many of you guys remember, but Madden 16, remember inside zone out of like shotgun, any shotgun play? Very, very difficult to stop. It was very, very difficult to stop. And what was happening was people were starting to, it just became a really bad situation. People were starting to rage uncontrollably, like, yo, what is this? What is that? There was a lot of things going on. But the one thing that EA couldn't do was fix the way that play was. Because you had to run specific defenses to stop inside zone in Madden 16, even after they patched Perriman. Because Perriman ultimately is what caused all the destruction from then till now. So, again, you can, like, feel that the initial patch, when the game first comes out, it's like smooth, everything is good, because they didn't actually do much to it. Even though they have been patching it before the launch, we are still getting that initial feel of it. So it doesn't feel like anything different. We usually get messed up after they patch the game once it's released. That's when it usually hurts us. Because remember, they could be still patching what the game is prior to us getting it at all. But from what we've seen, it just seems weird that EA Sports has continuously been able to do this, and nothing has really changed in regards to the actual the real feel of the gameplay since the patch of 16. Everything feels that way. The warp tackling, a lot of the things that go on, like why do they have warp tackles in the game? Why is that a thing? Why is it that people that are beat by, 5 to 10 yards, they can't, like the receiver is still getting an animation where it looks like, the guy is able to back the ball down, or look at, you see that? You saw that spin move? You see what I'm saying? Like everything, it just doesn't look real. Like how the older Maddens used to, when you did a move and a person was broke down, it looked real. It just looked stupid and fake. And that's pretty much what everybody's been dealing with over all this time. And, again, you guys are going to have to give me your feedback on what you're looking at, what do I think about whatever. And if you bring up something that I didn't mention in the video, we could definitely talk about it. But ultimately, I think it starts with not making it so that the ball goes through people's bodies, because then we would have better ability to control what we're doing. We'll be able to intercept the ball better. A lot of things would just be outright. It'll just be a better game, bro. Like, I don't think that you can really knock that. I really just don't think that. I really just don't think you can knock that. I think outright it would be a better game if they just started with that, because then you would actually be able to stay in front. It would be a lot less flukiness, because dudes wouldn't be able to, just throw it up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're standing in front, you should be able to go and get that ball. So again, with the way that the game is at this point, I do feel that there's a lot of room for improvement. I don't think that they're going to scrap ultimately the patch. I really just don't think so. I think we're going to still be getting remnants of the patch in Madden 20, unless for some reason they've been working on Madden 20 for the last 3 years and we didn't know about it, because it's no way you could convince me that they were working on Madden 10 for 1 year, because that game was by far, light and day, so much better. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you played Madden 09, write 09 in the comments. You guys know what I'm talking about. When Madden 10 came out, nobody could believe it. They were like, wow, this game is really good. I know I said that. I was like, yo, this game is just, wow, dog. Like, it's really, really good. So, with that being said, I really don't know what we have to look forward to going forward with 20, because we've been getting a lot of recycled patch and, different things of that nature over the last couple of years. So that's what I really wanted to touch on. It's so much more that I can talk about, that I could rant about. I've played so many games. Well, not so many, because I haven't played, I don't think I've played 1,000 games, but I've played a lot of games. I've played a lot of people that consider themselves pro players, and it's all the same thing. It's really just all the same thing, and nothing really has changed. And I would just love to hear what some of you guys have to say about it. Like, what would make Madden 20 ultimately, something that you would be looking forward to play, that it wouldn't be annoyance. With me, like I said, I think it starts with that, because that's where the downfall of the game started, is when you were able to just throw the ball through people's bodies, and it was no problem. EA was like, yo, deal with it. In my opinion. All right, so it is what it is. Why do I have an unranked bundle? I didn't even play. What is this? Why did they give me 50 coins? I don't understand what they're doing. That doesn't make any sense. You just get 50 coins for it? Because I didn't even play it. I didn't care about that. It is what it is. All right, so guys, let me know what you're thinking about it. What do you want in Madden 20? Let me know. Flood the comments with all the things that you want to see that should be different in Madden 20. Until next time, one love.